to Chit Chat Chop, episode number 57. 57.
Lucky number 56.
Yeah, so another 56 more songs to go, guys. It's going to be a long one, but yeah, that was awesome. Thanks so much. Well, if you want to stow your gear for a sec, we're going to get cooking. So tonight we're going to make some French onion soup. Fantastic suggestion from this crew. And one thing I liked is they suggested a very cool idea that sort of celebrates my heritage a little bit, Irish and French. So we're going to make a little bit of French onion soup with Guinness. So that's going to be fun. Yes. Hi, Crystal. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much.
I'm just going to turn around for a sec, grab our onions, which I will show our camera, have been caramelizing for about 45 minutes now.
I could smell them the whole time. It's amazing.
Ooh, look at that. Oh, gorgeous, yeah. Gorgeous. That is some natural sugars happening right there. Yeah, so key of French onion soup is you got to let it go low and slow. So that's why the place smelled like onions when you guys walked in. When you're going to walk out smelling like delicious French onion soup.
I was wondering why you were crying when I walked in.
Yeah, no, it's a great place to work, but the onions are killing me. Yeah. Yeah. So I just heated so I had these on like a medium-low heat for about 45 minutes back here. Just let them reduce. The key, if you're ever making this at home and it sticks to the bottom, just add a little bit of water, and you can scrape up all the goodness from the bottom of the pot.
I feel like patience is a big part of.
Patience is key.
Yeah.
Patience is key.
That's why.
And that's why it's got wine in it. So just like sip the rest of the bottle while this is cooking.
Wasn't that in the rules that they wouldn't come on a show unless there was alcohol?
It was in the rider. Yeah, it was the first Chit Chat Chop guest with a rider.
Sarah
Ledger just said that.
Cheers.
I just have the bottle, so cheers. There we go. I just put a few onions in a bowl in front of you. I was wondering what your onion chopping skills are like.
I don't know what my threshold is like, but I do love to chop.
All right. Well, why don't we show everybody exactly how I cut up the onions specifically for this. There's a lot of different cuts you can do with onions, but in this case, I wanted them nice long strands so they're perfect to go in a soup. So if anything, we can help out the kitchen door crew and get a little prep done for tomorrow. Yes. So I'll give you this onion, and just to give myself a little bit of a disadvantage here, I'm going to take these giant onions here. I've chopped 2 onions in my day. But basically what we want to do for this specific French onion cut is we want to take the top and the bottom, the root end, off of the onion.
Okay. I'm assuming this is for me?
Yeah, that is for you. Be careful. I sharpened it extra special.
Okay,
so.
Everybody knows I've got that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. Oh my God. Our knives are so
like butter.
dull.
Like butter.
Oh my God. Okay.
And I also have a knife which is, in scale with my onion.
Okay.
So just go right through the middle of the onion, top to bottom.
Okay. It's just like it's the axe throwing.
Yeah, there we go. And just throw the onion peels over your right shoulder.
Really?
No. That's just, I was going to see if you do it, but no, don't do that.
I wanted to.
I got to pick that up later. So now we just peel them.
Is this right, Darrin?
Sorry, I'll be there in a second.
So Andrew, what kind of onions can we use for this?
Onions, these are, I believe these are Spanish onions, so they're there's a little more water content, they're a little lighter onion flavor, but they caramelize beautifully because of all the natural sugars in them. So in this case, we're using Spanish onions. It's more bang for your onion cutting buck. The smaller local onions are perfect for this as well, especially when they're really tight from the field. Nothing worse than trying to cut like an old spongy onion.
It's the worst.
The worst? It's the worst thing.
Right.
Spongy onion?
Yeah. Don't even get me
Not
started.
interested. Not
This whole
interested.
show will be about spongy onions if we're not careful. Yeah, it's
But like
near
red
and dear to my heart.
onions?
You can definitely use red onions. You're going to have a different color to your soup if you do that. They do caramelize the same, but putting a little bit of red wine in here and everything it'll be great. And you can also use shallots. Actually, shallots would be great. A little expensive. So we've got our onion halves.
Yep.
So just have a look at your onion. How much root do you have on the end here? Very little. That's perfect. See, the key is I wanted to slice off that root, so when we go through with our knife, just like so, I'm going to start at a very slight angle here, so I can cut a thin strand like that.
Oh, yeah.
And notice that my finger is like contacting the blade,
Yeah.
so that way I have very little chance of cutting myself.
Okay. I have a question.
Yeah.
When do we wash our hands?
Oh, we did it before, off camera.
Kidding. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
that happened.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
So just like start on one side. There we go. And the idea
thin?
is we're going as thin as we feel comfortable. And that'll just help them caramelize evenly and a little bit quicker.
Okay.
And when you get to the halfway point, let me know.
Oh dear.
Halfway through the onion.
And no pressure because it's only local people like Louisiana, Texas, and me in Colorado watching,
There's
and
no
Debbie in
pressure
New
there at
Brunswick.
all.
There's no pressure. It's just local.
Okay.
No pressure though. No pressure. Okay.
I don't have sharp knives at my house. This is new to me.
Well, you're doing great. So now we're halfway through the onion, so check it out.
Oh, sorry,
Just
yeah.
give it a 90-degree flip like that,
Okay.
and we're back to where we were. And this way,
Oh yeah.
we can just keep our hands in the same spot and distribute like another half of the onion.
See, and my dad said there was only one way to cut an onion knife. I knew he was wrong.
Oh, there are so many ways to cut onions.
Okay, I'm getting.
This is just one.
Band-Aids nowadays.
You got to come back to learn more. That's the only thing.
Where's the first aid kit exactly? I'm fine, but I'm just like to know where it is.
It's within running distance.
Question: putting the onion in the freezer, is that a trick?
Oh yeah, that could be a trick for. Okay, say onions really bother you. You know, especially this time of year, the fresh local onions. They have a perfume, shall we say? One thing you can do is you can put them in the freezer before you use them. Another thing you can do, I've heard, is run them under cold water. But we already did one thing earlier today that made this a lot easier on us, and that's sharpening the knife. Because if you picture, you've got all these little onion cells. So you break fewer onion cells that release the onion odor if you have a sharp knife. So that's what we did today.
One of many reasons.
One
to
of
have a
many
sharp-
reasons to have a sharp knife at home.
My mom used to always say, if you put a piece of bread in your mouth while you're cutting onions.
Yep.
I think it's a psychosomatic thing, but
That could do it. Well, basically, you're trying to trick your nose. Yeah. Another way I've done in a kitchen before is put a fan right here and blow all the onion stuff at the guy prepping next to you. Yeah. So it's not your problem anymore; it's somebody else's problem.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So that was the chop part of Chit Chat Chop.
Okay.
Whose recipe is this? Darren, you want to come to his house? Where'd you
Oh
get
yes,
this
Darren, tell us about the recipe.
Hi. Actually, it was a combination of probably 5 different recipes. I tried them all, and they were almost what I liked, but then I kind of mixed and matched, and it could be the same as somebody else's, but I'm going to call it mine.
In other words, he ripped it off the internet.
Well, the best
You can read
recipe,
between the lines, yeah.
the best recipes on the internet are like the 4 or 5 that you gathered together to make your own recipe from. That's what I think.
That's true.
I like Guinness, so I thought I'd try.
Yeah.
Actually, I used to cook without Guinness, and I just recently tried it.
It's the first time I've heard of it when I saw your email, and
Sorry.
it was like, yeah, of course, because it's nutty, it's rich, it's sort of it goes with all the notes that are in the red wine and the onion, so it's a good beverage for a lemon tea.
I always cook with Guinness, and sometimes I put it in the food.
Sometimes I put it in my mouth. I don't know.
Right? Well, you gotta taste as you're going along, right? With any kind of cooking, that's how that works. So now I've just heated up our onions while we were chopping the onions, so we got some nicely caramelized ones here. So I want to get this going before you guys play your next song, because I know everybody wants to hear them sing, not me. So we're gonna start
You don't
off.
want to hear us sing?
Oh no, you don't want to hear me sing. Oh, if that came across the wrong way, I want to hear them sing, not me sing.
We should
Oh.
also
It's
meet
the
the
worst.
rest
I
of the
need you to
band.
crack that for me.
Let's meet
And
the rest of the band too, as you're.
oh yes, absolutely.
Morning, guys.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we have them all add an ingredient? So
Yes.
this is your recipe. So pour the Guinness to your liking into the pot.
Yeah, let's see this.
Oh, they're gonna get close up. This is the
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Guinness. Do you liking? There you
It,
go.
Oh, let it drip over the pot. It'll be fine.
I have to let it cascade a little bit.
Oh yes. Okay.
Fancy.
Very
Fancy. Fancy.
All right. Well, Mark, why don't you give us the honor of half a cup of red wine in
Oh,
here,
okay.
and then whatever's left,
Half a cup of bread.
I'm gonna turn my head.
Is that about half?
That's about half a cup now.
Perfect.
That's magic.
Scientific.
awesome.
It's a scientific.
Thank you very
perfect
much.
pour. Excellent. And Guinness.
I can't know how to pour it back.
Is ready?
All right. Oh yeah.
Look at that.
I'm so
Is that about a
excited.
cup?
That looks good to me.
And Kirk, what's Kirk got?
Kirk. Oh yeah.
Oh.
He's got white, white wine for himself, and
Yeah.
I got Worcestershire.
Oh, nice.
Worcestershire sauce.
You don't want much of that, I wouldn't think.
I want about 3 dabs.
3 dabs.
3 dabs will do you. Perfect.
How's that?
That is awesome.
Too much, take some out.
All right, I'm going to crank the heat up on this, and I've got a bouquet. This is a sachet right here, so it is a little bit of thyme, rosemary, and some bay leaf right here. So that is going right in the pot
Oh,
Beautiful.
with
that's so
some of our delicious kitchen door beef stock that our sous chef Kevin made earlier, and
Nice.
it is fantastic. You can see how rich it is just from the color in here. So I'm just going to put that right in the pot. I got a full liter of that going in here.
Right. Vegetarian beef stock.
Yeah, vegetarian beef stock.
So I've known these guys for quite a while, but I don't really know the story of where did Shaydid Shaydid come from? Where did you guys? Where did it all start?
Well,
Actually,
it started with him.
it all started with me.
Kind of.
No, actually, there was two other guys, Stefan Rasp and Robert Hunt, that started the band, founders of the band. And they were looking for a drummer. So at the time, I was playing with Crystal in another band. And so I really wanted to join with Steph and Rob. But I said, I can't. I just, playing in a band with my wife.
But he
and
wanted to
I
play in a
love it.
real band.
A real? No, we were in a real band. Come on.
You edit that one out.
Yeah. So anyway, Steph and Rob talked about it, and I said, well, bring her along with you. So, and actually, what? Did I say that wrong?
No, that's your version. That's
And it just took off as soon as she joined the band. It was unreal. So,
yeah, we're a package deal. They brought me along. I think they felt bad for me. But thank you so much, Stefan and Rob. I appreciate it. But anyway, that is how it happened. They just needed a drummer. They didn't need anybody else. But he was like, nah, I can't go without my wife. So
see?
they called his bluff, and here we are.
And here we are. And then, was it Rob left first?
Yeah.
And then we,
11, almost 12 years ago.
yeah. We were lucky enough to nab Darrin from the band Shaydid.
Yeah. Kirk's the new guy.
Kirk's the new guy.
He's been in the band 11 years. 11 and a bit.
Wow. Look at the
And
time.
he's the new guy.
When do you stop calling him
He's
the
gonna
guy?
just drink everything.
Oh yeah, he'll always be the new guy. Yeah, we call him our Jim Carrey.
No pressure.
Expand.
Stick around long enough and you might see it. No, he's our
Are we
comedian.
talking like an Ace Ventura Jim Carrey or like an Andy
All of it.
Kaufman Jim Carrey?
Depends on the consumption.
Gotcha.
Depends on the
No,
vintage.
it's a gamut. Yep.
That's right.
Depends on the audience.
Spectrum.
And they have people from Newfoundland here, Lori Hindi in Newfoundland, we have Chef
Who?
Cole,
Hey, Lori, how you doing? Hey,
Wearing
Lori.
your earrings, love you.
and we have Chef Rodney Cole.
Right?
And just too many people to mention. My wife's
wicked.
here.
Nice.
My wife. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Very cool.
It's in the pot.
Awesome.
I had a question about the onions.
Yeah.
How long did you cook them?
They're about 45 minutes.
45,
Yeah.
really low temperature.
Really low
Yeah.
temperature. You can, if you're feeling risky and you got your hood fan on your stove at home, you can do it in about 25 minutes.
Okay.
And you got to be stirring it all the time. This is like the low stress version is 45 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Patience.
Patience.
So
Yep.
is there any kind of, do you ever I don't want to say scorch, but do you brown the onions pretty good before you let them?
Yeah, and the term we
Good little
use for unintentional excessive caramelization. That's
Yes,
what we call
yes,
it.
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So
Or-
that's the great thing about onions. Like it takes a lot to get a burnt flavor out of them. Like
right.
so, I always have a little bit of water on hand, and then if they caramelize a little bit extra, then you just pour your water in, just a splash at a time, and stir it around, and then you get all that flavor in there. And you see we got steam
I'm
starting to
so
come from it
excited.
already. Oh,
It
yeah.
looks amazing already.
Oh yeah.
I think it's done.
Almost. You still have one more song to do before you can try this.
Are you're making me sing for my supper?
Yeah, it's literally.
It's a question I know I'm not in there.
Yeah, what's up?
I freeze my wine and then I use it.
Oh, that's a good idea with the
that
bottom of
okay?
a bottle. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Top tip from Ginger, everybody. If you got a little bit of wine left in your bottle, I don't know if that
What?
happens.
I
Does
don't
that happen to you much, Kirk? I don't know.
I've never heard of that.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So I don't want to waste it, so
Yeah.
I put it in the freezer and I use it for
It's
this.
perfect. Put it in an ice cube tray and do that. I've seen that with all kinds of stuff like that. Like if you reduce a
wouldn't
stock
work.
down or anything, just freeze it.
I'm gonna need a new fridge then, I guess.
Probably just
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
You can make French onion ice cubes if you wanted. I don't know what you'd use them in, but
Yeah.
you could make them. Yeah. Just eat them. Exactly. So, you guys have, you're going to Toronto soon.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah. So tell me all about it.
So we're doing a fundraiser with our brother from another mother, Brett.
My actual brother.
His
That's
actual-
right. His actual brother. But people could mistake that because you are called Adam Purcell and he is Brett Purcell.
This is true.
So
This is true.
Yes,
that could
this is
throw
true.
people off.
It could.
But then as soon as you get in the same room, they're like, yeah, they're brothers. Anyway, we love you guys. Your whole family's amazing. But anyway, Brett invited us to come up to Toronto to play for a fundraiser. And the fundraiser is put on by Changemakers, Brett and his crew, and the Pinball Clemens Foundation. And so that's Wednesday, October 17th.
Week today.
A
Week today.
Yeah.
A week today, so we're pretty excited. My mom's coming all the way from PEI.
Oh wow.
Yeah. really excited. Some family and friends are going to join us, and it's going to be pretty awesome.
And any donations made up until the end of tonight is actually going to be matched. There's a company that's matching any donations that they have Shaydid or Kitchen Door
Right.
up until the end of tonight as well.
Up until
That's
5,000.
Up until five. If someone decides to
Yep.
donate $5,000, I think that's the highest they're going to go.
All right, a few hours left to donate, people.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. Yeah. And just tag Shaydid or Kitchen Door.
Exactly. Yep.
And then match the funds. That's awesome.
And I'm going to be there. I can't wait till next week. It's going to be fun.
You're coming too, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
It's
you're gonna be
be
there.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we'll do this again in Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Except I'll have wine in my hand too.
Yes. Yeah. I'll have two.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys want to go grab your instruments, maybe this is going to heat up for another few minutes, and then I'll show you a little crostini hack for the top of our French onion soup. Crostini. Oh well, a hack. A hat or I said hack, but hat works great. Whatever.
I got too excited over that.
Don't have to turn the broiler on for this one. We're going to have caramelized cheese. It's going to be awesome. So I'll just move this out of the way here.
I have onions all. Should I wash my hands?
Oh yeah.
And I will say Louisa, who's here from Texas, who watches every week, who's awesome. She loves Anne of Green Gables.
Oh.
So she's probably fangirling right now the fact that they're from PEI. She just wrote, she goes, oh, PEI!
Gosh, you got to come up and visit from Texas. We're not far from PEI. So I've got my French onion soup warming up back here. I've got some Gruyere and a cheese grater. That's going to be my next act. Their next act is coming up any second now. We just had some onions on the hand situation, so we got to wash that off. We got to clean that up. And yeah, so come on in, guys, whenever you're ready. Is everybody saying in Facebook land, Adam?
There's too many. Sorry, people on Facebook. There's too many of you right now for me to catch up.
You're all talking
But
too
you
much
guys-
for Adam.
No, you're doing great.
All right,
great, lots of
these
peeps
guys are
here.
coming on in here. I'm gonna get out. I'll see you
I'm gonna
soon.
scoot over here.
It's a kitchen party,
He's over there.
It is kitchen.
right?
What song are we doing? It's
No,
Tambourine.
go get it. Go get it. Go get it. There's
Spirit
time.
of Radio, Rush.
Yeah, Spirit Radio.
On the snare. Bow.
Nailed it.
What are we doing? Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Right on. Well, I've been trying to do it right. The lonely life. I've been sleeping instead. Sleeping in my bed. Sleeping in my bed. So show me family. All the blood that I would bleed. I don't know where I belong. I don't know where I went wrong. And I can write a song. Hey,
2, 3.
I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart. Hey. Oh. Hey. Oh, I don't think you're right, my damn. Hey, look at what I might have been. Oh, took a bus to Chinatown. Hey, I'd be standing on Canal. Oh, and Bowery. Hey, oh, she be standing next to me. Hey, 2, 3. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart. Love breathing now. It's love voice up. Somewhere bleeding out. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my Go! Hey! Ho! Hey! Hey!
Wow, what a great job! That was awesome. Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Nice cameo. That was good.
Well, I know the words to that song, or at least a few select words.
Hey, amazing.
Yeah, the key ones. I'm gonna get my cast iron pan out here for a little bit of cheese.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Induction grill, eh?
Induction.
That's awesome.
I have
Yeah,
so
it's
many
so good. And
questions.
cast iron pan on induction is awesome.
I have so many questions about cast iron pan care.
Oh, yes.
I have 3 pans and no care.
And do you guys have any personal stories about Anne of Green Gables? I know it's a PEI show, but is someone here who loves Anne of Green Gables?
She's my cousin.
Loves. She's your cousin. That's not.
I met her once.
So, is there anything that an insider PEI person can say about Anne of Green Gables that Louisa from Texas wouldn't know?
Louisa, okay, I love Anne of Green Gables. I'm fairly certain she's related to me in some way. No,
You are related. Not PEO.
well,
Is that an ignorant thing to say?
no, we have very large families, and yeah, so sometimes the island's not very big. People come to PEI and they think they can bike around it in 15 minutes, and that's just not the right?
That sounds like Pictou Island. I'm from Pictou.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're
I can see
neighbors.
PEI from my house. Yeah.
Of course. But Anne of Green Gables, of course, legend. I don't want to say she's not real or that she's fictional, because some people just can't accept that. She's real in my heart. I love her.
It's as real as she used to be.
She's
trying
real.
to
She's
force-
spectacular.
Yeah, she's amazing. I'm trying to force Mark to watch all of the classic, the movies, the Anne
Trying
of
to
Green
force-
Gables movies.
And
Yeah,
I will.
Forcing.
I
That's
will.
good.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're Marilla.
Marilla.
What?
Who's Marilla?
See?
Sound like Morelli?
Things you'll learn. Marilla.
Well, she's never seen Star Wars.
An 80s band.
Come
The
on.
show is now over.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm scared.
She's never seen
Exactly.
it.
That is not
right?
true.
She's never
That
seen
is
it.
not true.
Well, actually, I made her watch it.
Did you like it? Did you love it?
I did.
What do you think about RTD2?
I,
Yeah?
I stopped making fun after I called him a shot back, and he was so mad. Yeah, he was so
But
mad.
what's your
Shot
favorite
back.
movie of all time?
R2D2.
Sacrilege.
The Brave Little Toaster.
No, it's not.
Ah!
Is her favorite movie of all time?
That is not
The Brave
true.
Little Toaster.
It
do
was
that, I
when
do
I
know
was a
that.
kid.
She's
My-
making fun of
And
R2D2.
while you guys are, Andrew's just, I'm just going to make stuff here.
My favorite movie was
I got a hot pan here. I got to do something.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
And before he gets started, Lori from Niche Travel Groups, you guys are going to Dominican, right?
Jamaica.
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 Oh, you guys are all over the
With
place.
Paul
I know.
Lamb. Yeah, with
I
Paul
know.
Lamb.
That's right.
It's going to be a great trip.
This is amazing.
So, this is the hat for the top of the soup. So normally you have a nice piece of crusty French bread, baguette, and you put it under your broiler with Gruyere cheese on top. I am frying the cheese and putting the crusty bread on top of the cheese and taking it out of there. And so it's going to have a more uniform cheesy crust. So this is some next level stuff right here.
And is that Gruyere?
That is Gruyere right here.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
at
So
you.
beautiful nutty cheese.
We just said it. I can't take credit for knowing that.
I thought you were a foodie.
No, God.
And
in our
I'm
text
using a
message.
cast iron pan here, which is,
Right.
if you have a non-stick pan at home, by all means do that. Cast iron I love because it's got such an even heat to it, and it works on an induction burner, which works for the purposes that we have today. But it's got such an even heat. I'm just got a medium heat here, and I'm frying the cheese. But that's not going to stick to the pan because it's been sealed properly. And one of the things we do here after we wash it, you got to cover it with a little more oil to make sure that the little pores in it stay sealed, so nothing sticks to it. So it's frying up nicely now. So I'm just going to get my my baguette cut here, and I'm just going to put it right on top of that crusty cheese. Actually, Mark, could you check my soup? Is that boiling over, or is that...
It's still there, yeah.
All right, good. Perfect. The soup is still there.
It is boiling, yeah.
Andrew
Perfect.
set timers all the time. We're in the office and there's alarms going off all
Gotta
the
go.
time. 'Cause
I have to tell you a funny story about setting alarms. So, Kirk and I were having a chat. We were loading the van. We were just getting ready for a trip. We're loading the van, and we're talking about meal times and how you should kind of eat at certain times. So I told him, I said, I set a timer for meal times.
No, you don't.
And he said, what a great idea. It'll remind me to eat. I said, no. The timer, I'm not allowed to eat until the timer goes off.
Oh, is that what it is? That's even a better idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of We're the opposite.
Yeah. Very yin and yang here. In more ways than one, eh?
Oh my god, this looks very interesting.
Yeah, so the soup is awesome. Check this out, Adam. Nice ladleful. See those onions just hanging off of there. You smell the wine, the Guinness, the beef stock. You can't smell it at home, but you wish you could.
It
It is
smells
so
amazing.
good. And we got those fresh herbs in there, so they just infused for like 10 minutes or so. So we got that fresh herb flavor in there. We got our crusty, cheesy bread here. Look at that.
Oh my god.
And what was the herb pack you put in? It was thyme.
It was thyme, rosemary, and bay leaf. So you can
Bay
use if you've got tarragon around, if you've got yeah, tarragon's good. Like a lot of people this time of year, you know, your herb plants are overgrown. Just grab a few little snips off the top of those, throw them in. Thyme is really good in here. That's sort of like that real good base note herb that I love to use. It's wicked. Let's check out our cheesy bread here. Check it out. Oh, yeah.
my god.
Look at that cheesy crust.
Can we be friends?
I think we are now. Yeah, it's cool.
Whether you like it or not.
It's cool. Oh, excuse me. I need a drink of water. I have the spare water, so.
Yeah,
I forgot to put it in the soup, so it's pure beef stock. So it's gonna be extra good.
Heart health.
Yep. All right, so let's
This is exactly the way I did it at home too.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
look at that cheese. So yeah, it's nice and crusty on the top of there.
Stop it.
Oh my goodness.
What are you guys having?
Yeah, you know something. Put 5 pieces of bread on. That's us. Oh my goodness. So that piece needs a little bit more. But who wants some soup?
Everybody.
That was hot.
Oh.
Do you need another bowl or just
I think I got enough here.
I got my own soup in this glass too.
You do.
Chef Alain is impressed by the crusty cheese.
Nice.
Phenomenal.
One of my favorite. Well,
Great trick.
I got made fun of for this before at a previous job, but I used to make quesadillas with cheese on the outside.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
made fun?
Still,
People who hadn't tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
What's that? It is now. This is just theatrical smoke. It's fine. It's all part of it. There we go. Boom. One.
Oh my
I'm gonna put a few more. So here's some spoons.
I'm so excited. Get in there.
Going in.
Get in there.
Go for it.
Thank you so much.
That looks awesome.
Look at that cheese on there.
I feel bad for the people watching.
I know.
Sorry.
no, you don't.
It'll go.
Okay.
It'll go away once you start eating.
Oh man,
Yeah, and just look at that crisp. Like that's one of my favorite bits. So like when you get.
I love that because I don't.
There you go.
You know, often we put way too much cheese on it. It's like a an inch thick barrier.
Yeah, and it never gets crunchy. It always kind of gets goopy, and then
Yeah,
it'll stick to your spoon. This way, you can just eat it right off the top.
Brilliant, man. It's brilliant.
Yes, you're absolutely
If you
right.
don't do cheese or dairy, it's fantastic. Too.
Yeah.
We have an audience
Hey,
member
love you,
here
just now.
who's wondering why the lady was served last. Andrew.
Well, I actually, you notice what I did here? I was very democratic about serving. I put it down there and let them decide.
Lady.
Oh, so it wasn't on you.
I just put this over here for
I
you.
put
I'm
the
just
onus
waiting for
on
everyone to
them.
dig it
So,
first.
Darrin, you're in trouble. It was Darrin's recipe,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Crystal cut the onions, so it's...
Also, who's the lady you're talking
Oh
about? I
my
don't
God, this is good.
And what lady are you speaking of anyway?
Supposed to eat this
Who
yet?
else
Because
is
I haven't
here?
eaten.
We're playing the best for last card here,
Yeah.
so there you go.
Yeah.
The only one I personally presented. And let me give you a spoon.
Unless
You gotta get points
Someone
for
give me a
that.
zoom in here. Someone give me a
French
zoom up
onion
here.
soup a la
Need
Shaydid.
someone zoom. There it is.
Yeah.
Smell-o-vision. Mm. So April 21st to 28th, that's where you guys are in Grand Bahama in
Oh, yes.
Jamaica.
Yes.
And then Tanya and Derek are in Mexico. They say hello. They're watching from Mexico.
Hey!
Awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
They're probably the only people in Mexico right now that are wishing they had French onion soup.
Oh,
French-Irish.
French-Irish
Yeah.
onion soup.
Yes.
Good for the hangover.
That's true. And this makes not being in Mexico a little bit easier.
okay, that is
Oh,
pretty
wow.
damn good.
That's
I
amazing.
gotta try a piece of this.
That's
Let's see.
amazing.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Oh, my God.
Well, I know what this tastes
That's
like,
pretty
so
good.
I'm
Who
not
are
surprised.
you?
Name's Andrew Farrell,
This is ridiculous.
and I make ridiculous soups. Well, this
This is ridiculous.
is Darrin's recipe, so bravo.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Tasty.
My trick was not putting the water in the recipe, just letting the beef stock do the work. So
Right.
Now, is
Yeah.
the beef stock from, like, is that made from, you boil down
Yeah, so we get big boxes of marrow bones in.
Yep.
Roast them off super dark in the oven, and then put them in a huge pot. Let it go for at least 8 hours. That gets all the goodness out of the bones. Lots of vegetables, lots of brown onion skins. Make a really good, rich, dark.
So do you
stock
roast
like
them
this.
at like what temperature would you roast them?
Probably we roast them at around between 350 and 400.
Okay.
Yeah, so you want to roast them at a temperature where they won't. Basically, we'll get an even brownness as opposed to spots of brown. So you don't want to go above 400 degrees for that.
Okay.
So it's one of these things. You put the time in. You make a big pot of beef stock. It pays off.
Oh, man,
in
I
dividends.
guess.
Yeah.
And
You can't get that in a box.
And that speaks to one of the pillars of Kitchen Door, which is everything scratch.
Absolutely,
There is no,
everything's scratch here. So like we just started actually a new sandwich menu here, which has a smoked turkey club sandwich. So we get these beautiful smoked turkeys in from Olton's in the Valley, and then we break them down. We use the meat in our sandwiches, and we have smoked turkey bones that we can make a beautiful smoked turkey broth from. So that's just one thing we have in our back pocket. We're waiting to pull it out. It's going to be so good. Yeah, we made an amazing. Oh, we had just at Thanksgiving, so you can imagine the smell of the turkey stock simmering overnight.
Oh, man.
It was crazy.
That is
Really,
good.
really good.
This is phenomenal.
Oh, here's a question for you too. Why is so much French onion soup when you get it at a restaurant? It's super salty. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
It's like all you can taste sometimes is salt. And I
Sometimes
noticed
what
this was
happens
hardly any salt.
with soups and things like that, it can sit for a while in the kitchen and reduce a bit.
Okay.
So that's a thing. Also, sometimes you might have somebody with a heavy salt hand.
Or just cheap stock,
That's the
they
thing.
just-
Cheap stock can
Yeah.
certainly be the thing. Because if you make it yourself, it's not seasoned until you add the salt yourself. So if you get it, if you get a regular beef broth in a can, usually that's seasoned.
Yeah.
So if that reduces down at all, that rate
Concentrated
is super
salt.
salty. Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta drink it out of the can.
You gotta drink it out of the can. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, that's so good.
So we know you're doing the Change Makers next Wednesday. We know you're down Dominican or Jamaica. Sorry.
Jamaica.
What else is going on? You guys are playing Lower Deck soon. Tell us all. You're wanting to say on the video. Speak now.
Somebody else should go right now.
Everybody's eating. So Crystal and Darrin are playing the matinee at the Lower Deck downtown this Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
And also we have Festivus coming up, which
Oh, yes.
is
Oh, Festivus.
Sunday, November 11th at Lower
So
Deck
much
Clayton
fun.
Press.
So much fun.
So yeah, we're
See you
hosting
there.
with Shameless and just all kinds of bands there.
Always a blast.
Yeah, it's so much fun. To raise money for Christmas Daddies.
Do you still do the worm on Festivus?
Oh.
What's that?
You know what? I think it's time for you to break it over here. Ready?
Correct.
We haven't had a worm off in a long time.
Uh-oh.
I don't even care. I'm wearing white.
Right here, we're going live. We're doing the worm right here.
Oh, we cleaned the floor's clean over here. Go for it.
Clean-ish.
Let's go. Right here, side by side. Side by side. First time ever, yeah.
Is this happening right now?
No, let's do the worm. We're doing the worm.
Don't hurt anything.
Oh
Go! Nice. That is some retro stuff.
I don't normally do that when we're sober, but
That wasn't in the script, guys.
That was not in the script.
your floor is so clean.
See?
That's hilarious.
This is how clean our floor is.
Yes.
Good job, day crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was gonna be cardio.
It's all part of it. It's
Thank
all
you.
part of it. Cardio followed by soup. It's my new workout routine.
It's been
Yeah.
years
This is
since we had a worm off.
It has been years.
Fantastic.
You look pretty good.
Oh.
Checking the replay.
Yeah.
That's going to be a GIF in about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Hey, Sheldon. I know you're watching.
Yeah. Hashtag sore pelvis.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
That's awesome.
Wow. Well, you guys are awesome. Thanks so much for coming on and I mean, giving the great recipe and everything. And,
Amazing.
yeah. I have one question for you guys. Is there one song that you've had in your rotation that you can't play it anymore? You just like heard it too much, or you like tapped it out, or because I used to go to I'm from Pecto. We used to, maybe we didn't want to offend your favorite song or your favorite artist or anything, but I remember I love Brown Eyed Girl, but every night in Pictou in the summer you'd hear Brown Eyed Girl coming out of a pub somewhere. Kind of like drags out a little bit. Or do you have a favorite one that you like to pull out?
Nope, we love everything we play.
There we go.
And scene.
Nice.
Circle of truth here. Just let it go.
Just let it go.
Just let it go.
We do it for the fans. We do it for the fans.
Actually, you guys
Yeah, that's right.
can speak to this. If somebody has a request, I have no problem playing it. Right? Doesn't matter what it is. Right?
true.
If I'm physically able, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Is that the case with you?
Hey, well, look, how do you like that soup?
I like them apples.
I feel like that bus that
Bus
just
just
came
went
in.
by. Oh my
Well,
god.
no, there's a bit of flow when you're playing a bar and there's dancing
That's
going
true,
on.
that's
So
right.
if somebody comes up and asks for something that's slow, but everybody wants to dance, we do play the slow one, but
Yeah.
it kind of takes a while to build it back up again. So there's kind of see, I never win.
There's a
though. It doesn't
method to
matter.
it.
No, he's right though. We'll play like Metallica, and then somebody will be like, "Do you know any Conway Twitty?" Yes. Let's do it right now. Why not? It's a personality thing. Really.
Yeah, no. Which is,
We got a wide audience. We got a lot of different influences.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
What do you each? What's your favorite song? Go down the list. Everyone pick their favorite song to play that you put on your list.
Huh.
It changes, but my favorite's Zombie right now.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
that's a great one.
Yeah.
Footloose.
Footloose, yeah.
It's a bass solo the whole way through.
Nice. Nice.
Love it. So fun.
I would say Comfortably Numb because it's a guitar solo.
And Brett loves.
Yes, and that's
Oh,
why I
yeah.
picked
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Yeah. She's in Spirit of Radio.
Big fan.
Yeah. Because it's fun. It's my favorite.
So that's a good one too.
Those are all my favorites as well.
And Wagon Wheel. Wagon Wheel's cool.
Yeah, Wagman's the best song ever.
Are you serious?
No, it is not serious.
You're so. I was gonna say everyone. Sorry.
No,
Everyone played that song.
Everyone hates on that song, but
Copperhead Road,
It's a
someone
great-
saying they like this.
That's a great tune.
Yeah.
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 Man, that's
Any
awesome.
hip stuff.
Hip.
Okay? Kirk does amazing
love it.
chord down.
Oh, yeah.
Job.
Or to be proud.
Crowd pleaser for sure.
If you showed up to Shaydid show, Andrew, what would you request?
Brown Eyed Girl.
Of course.
I said
Never
lay down
come on
some
the show
soup.
again.
You know what? You know what brings me back? You know, I really like "Hella Good" by No Doubt is great, played by. Yeah. Because I love
You
how
guys
people
used
put
to
their
play
spin
that,
on
didn't
it.
you?
We did,
That one I
Yeah.
was-
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. That brings me back. I got some friends that are in bands, and that's when they always pulled out. Or Sloan, like some old school Sloan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Money City
The
Maniacs.
local boys.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
They are awesome.
Definitely. Yeah.
Listen them all out there.
There's lots of names here.
Oh yeah. We're giving some shout outs.
Jesse's Girl,
Oh, that's a good one.
Zombie, yep.
Yeah.
How do you
Zombies
feel about
great
Jesse's
too.
Girl, man?
Yeah.
I've been
tell
playing
everyone.
Jesse's Girl for 22 years now.
Still fresh as the day you started.
Fresh as
One of the
daisy.
first songs I learned to play with the first band I was in.
That's why he loves it so much.
I'm sure they don't do it anymore.
Send him.
Yeah. No, I think they still do.
Man,
They.
They're classics.
Yep. You got to do the classics.
Yeah.
People love it.
We do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share?
I should probably say hi to my mother because I think she's watching. So. Hi, Ma.
Hi, Mama Shaw.
Darren's mom.
Is your mother watching?
There's lots of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Nice.
Mary's watching.
Wonderful.
Have you ever had this many people watch you eat soup before?
Probably.
oddly, yes.
We're stars wherever we go, so when we sit down at a restaurant, everybody's just
Right.
talking.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Yeah.
No, I have my own show. It's called Eating Soup. People tune in and
YouTube, check it out.
yeah.
Super Sweeney.
It's like a Seinfeld episode.
Do you have to do the worm after you eat soup?
My soup is right here.
Yeah. That'll be the next episode.
Totally
Adam.
worth it.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
That
So
music
weird.
comes
What else
after
do you want
the
me to
beer.
do?
Should we tell them about the cab ride in Ottawa?
Yeah, I think you should.
He checked his watch. It's
I
gonna be
can hear
good.
Ginger laughing.
I didn't check my watch.
So, the cab driver might be tuning in. We don't know.
Probably
Go ahead.
not.
It's all you, buddy.
I'll start, and I'll let you finish. So, we were taking a cab from the bar to the airport on a Sunday afternoon after eating. And this gentleman picked us up. Knew we were in a band because we had all our instruments with us, so he decided to enlighten us with his music on Stun.
No, it was interesting music. You got to give him
It
that.
was interesting. It was on as loud as it could go.
He kept turning it even though it was crying.
It was, yeah, I just tried to get more out of it the whole time. So we always turn right out of the bar. We went left for some reason, and then we were all looking at each other and going, "What's going on here?" So he decided to take us on the scenic route at about 100 kilometers an hour in the city streets.
That's right.
So,
The construction zone.
so we're passing cars left, right, and center, and there's a car parked, and we almost hit him. Past that, and then we came to a construction site where it went from pavement to dirt road doing about 100.
Because they tore the pavement out. That's why. There was a drop about that.
And it bounced 3 times. It bottomed out
And the
3
gear
times.
hit the ceiling. You remember that? Bang, bang.
So did we.
And the seat in the back.
And the seat. I
The
forgot
seat in
about
the
the
back
seat.
is moving about an
the
inch
best part.
this way and that way. So we're clicking, but like it's crazy.
It's
Anyway.
like a ride at Universal Studios is
Yeah.
what it
It
was.
was awesome.
So the brake smell started coming in the
I forgot
cabin.
about
Oh
that.
wow.
right.
So we're all looking at each other
a
going,
hell
we're
of a
going to
ride.
make it to the airport. So anyway, we got almost there, and to save time, he decided to go off the off-ramp because there was a red light and jump through the lights and take the other ramp up to keep, just to save like 10 seconds.
Forgot
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the brakes are just screaming the whole way. There's smoke everywhere. The airport's on the wrong side. We're going, I don't even know where we're at anymore.
We're all gonna die.
Are we in Montreal? I don't know. We've been
Yeah.
in the cab for a half hour now. It's a 10-minute ride, whatever. So we ended up making it.
What's the name of your band?
I can't say it on camera.
Oh.
It's not.
Shadow.
It's not appropriate.
That's
You
good
can't
knowledge,
say so.
Shadow.
I kept going Shadow. Shaded.
Shadow
Shadow.
Fax.
Shaded.
So we
Shadow.
told them-
Shaded.
We told
Sure.
them we were from Halifax. So he kept calling us Shadowfax, which I believe,
that's right.
which
That's a
I
horse,
believe
isn't
is
it?
the horse.
It's Gandalf's horse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I
never
like
knew.
that. Anyway, yeah, he was screaming over the music, and we were bouncing in the backseat, terrified. We were certain we weren't going to make it. And there was also, do you remember the lady with the baby carriage on the side?
What?
There was a,
Yes,
there
there
was
was
a
that.
car, and there was, I think she was getting the baby out of the car, and we're like, oh no. Anyway, when we got to the airport alive, we looked at each other and we're like, we're never taking another day for granted again.
He took $10 off the price because he took the scenic route. Not a joke.
Scenic route.
And
You almost killed us, is what you mean.
Yeah.
I must mention he just got his cab license, I think 2 weeks before.
What did he say?
Yeah.
He just got to
Can you
Canada.
believe I've only been driving for...
I've only been driving to Canada
Can you
for
believe
2 days,
it? Oh
2
my
weeks or
God,
something
yes.
like
Yeah,
that.
it was awesome. Yes,
Yeah,
we can.
We're out here to tell about it. You can't make this stuff up.
You can say it, just say
Shit?
it.
Shit?
Yes.
Shit.
Ah.
You can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's segue.
Nice.
Anyway.
Nice.
So this Cheap Change Makers next Wednesday. I'm just going to put the
Yep.
link up here. Next Wednesday, Pinball Foundation.
Which is going to be awesome.
It's gonna be so much
So
fun.
much fun. Yeah.
What time does that start? You guys know? Time?
8.
It's pretty early, isn't
I
it?
feel like
Or
it's
6
early
6
at
o'clock, but
6.
you guys are going to be on like 7-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So get there early and donate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they can donate now, and we donate till midnight tonight.
Yes.
So they get matched.
Wonderful.
That's right.
That is awesome.
Your dollars are worth so much more whenever you donate now.
Yeah. Awesome.
Pinball Foundation next week. Cool.
Toronto.
So what's for dessert?
Dessert.
Guinness.
On that note, we'll see you next week for Chit Chat Chop episode 58. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yay!
Thank you so much.